What is the worst case of a spoiled person you have ever seen? I was dating Camille for about a year when she invited me to her cousin's wedding. The moment she said, "It's in the Hamptons," I knew I was walking into something completely different from my world. I grew up with my dad working 2 jobs just to keep our lights on. We shopped at thrift stores and ate ramen for dinner half the week. But Camille's family? They lived on another planet entirely. When we pulled up to the venue, my jaw hit the floor. It wasn't just a wedding venue. It was a massive mansion they'd rented for an entire week. The parking area looked like a luxury car dealership. Bentleys, Porsches, and cars I couldn't even name lined the driveway. Inside was even worse. They'd flown in some Michelin-starred chef from New York just for the weekend. The flowers alone probably cost more than my dad made in 3 months. Everyone was dressed like they were attending a royal wedding. I tried to blend in, keeping quiet and just observing. But at the rehearsal dinner, things got uncomfortable fast. I was standing near the bar when I overheard Camille's aunt bragging about how her daughter's wedding was just under $80,000 and calling it a real bargain for this kind of ambiance. I thought she was joking, so I let out a small laugh. She wasn't joking. The look she gave me could have frozen hell over. Later that night, Camille's mom pulled me aside in the hallway. Her smile was fake as plastic as she told me I needed to be more mindful of their standards and maybe think before reacting to family conversations. I just nodded and apologized, not wanting to cause drama for Camille. I figured I could survive one weekend with these people. But the next day during the gift opening ceremony, things got really ugly. One of the younger cousins, Lauren, had spent weeks making this beautiful handmade quilt for the bride. She'd written this heartfelt letter about family memories and how much the marriage meant to everyone. The bride took one look at the quilt, rolled her eyes, and tossed it aside without even reading the note. Her exact words were, "Well, that'll go straight in the donation bin." Lauren's mom gasped. A few guests actually laughed. I felt my jaw clench, but I stayed quiet. Then came the moment that broke me completely. During the reception, one of the servers accidentally bumped into the bride while refilling champagne glasses. A few drops splashed onto her designer shoes. Instead of just being annoyed like a normal person, this grown woman completely lost it. She screamed at the top of her lungs, shoved the entire tray out of the server's hands, and then slapped her across the face in front of 200 guests. The server was probably 19 years old, just trying to make some money for college. She stood there in shock, champagne and glass everywhere, her cheek bright red from the slap. And Camille, my girlfriend of 1 year? She started clapping and laughing like it was the funniest thing she'd ever seen. That's when something snapped inside me. I stood up from our table, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. "She's a waitress, not your personal punching bag," I said loud enough for everyone to hear. The entire reception went dead silent. The bride's father, red-faced and furious, pointed at me and told me to leave immediately. I was already heading for the door, but I couldn't help myself. I turned around one last time and said, "If this is how rich people celebrate love, I hope I stay broke forever." Camille came running after me in the parking lot, screaming about how I'd embarrassed her family. I told her she should be embarrassed by how they treated people. We broke up that night in the hotel parking lot. Best decision I ever made.